God, you have your way in each one that's mentioned, all of them, God, even those folks. Lord, we know that you're able. Bless our church, Lord. God, touch the financial situation we mentioned earlier, God. Lord, let us all stay aware of our commitment to you, Lord, and what it means to you and to us in our personal lives, God, and how it goes, Lord. Our relationship with you, God. Just help us, God. Lord, be aware all the time of what you're doing and what's going on. And you help us in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. All right, let's do it. Let's go to about, I guess, 32, verse 32. So we'll kind of pick up the context there. And it's going to be, like I said, we're going to finish this up and not do any more of the expository. We're going to go back to doing some topical preaching for a little while, just topics rather than verse by verse for a little while. Give God leave to go another direction there. Where are we at? Verse 32. No, verse 31, I'm sorry. The Bible says, what shall we say? Or what shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifies. Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, brother, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress, persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angel nor principality, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus. He be seated. Who can lay anything to our charge? No one. And if God be for us, who can be against us? Really don't matter who's against us if God's for us. But you got to make sure in your dealings and in your workings and your relationship and all that you try to carry out in life that God is on your side. That you're doing the things of your life in accordance to God's will, in accordance to God's direction. And it's very, I don't know what you say, it's awful hard sometimes for Christians to let God in on everything. And listen, if you're not going to let God in on everything, then he's not going to do anything. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're not willing to let him in on everything, then he's not willing to do anything. Because if you're going to pick and choose what areas of your life you allow God to have control over, then he don't want control over none of it. That's out of the question. God wants total control of your life or no control of your life, because if he don't have total control, he has no control. Because you control it. And you even the control he has. So and listen to me. There's so many people that get confused in their relationship with God when they start doing this block by block allocation. Well, I'm going to church. Block, got that. I'm quitting this and starting that. And when I start putting everything that I do, I'm paying my tithes sometimes. And the rest of the time I just tip God. Then if it's not a total control, then honestly, it's no control, because the Bible teaches that God loves a cheerful giver. God doesn't want us to give anything to him begrudgingly. If you're giving anything begrudgingly, that's basically canceling out doing it. Just don't do it and then accept what not doing it does, because you're going to have to accept that anyway. If just on that situation, all of that, if we go and if Teresa, when Teresa writes out, I make X amount of money. Y'all know the X that I make. So I don't make any money anywhere. The money that's on the report every month, every dime I make is on the report every month. So when Teresa writes that check out, if she does it even begrudgingly, or if I say, baby, I don't know, we might ought to hold that check back just a little while to see if the bill's work, just forget it. I've already counseled what I'm doing. It's an obedience thing. It's a following God thing. It's a total turnover your life to God and let Him control the outcome. Let Him control the outcome. That's what it is. And to do anything else is you calling the shots. So it's in vain. It's in vain. Or whatever. And it's not just that. It's anything else. It's whether I go here or I go over there. If I shouldn't go there, if God has told me to go there and I go and to not go there and I go there, then God don't have control over my life. Well, He's got control over how long I wear my dress and how short I cut my hair. He's got that. What else does He want? Everything. Everything. And if He doesn't control everything, He doesn't control anything. Well, that's a hard pill to swallow right there. That's a hard pill to swallow. You say, well, yeah, but I'm doing this, and this in my life, so I'm expecting God to make sure that I'm loaded down financially so I'll be able to happily give Him His time when it's time. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's paying God off. God's not for sale. You can't buy God off. You can't buy God's favor. That's certainly not what tithing is. You don't tithe to God. You don't give Him the tithe because He'll give you something. The tithe is His. Period. If He allows you the air to earn it, it's His. If He gives you enough air to get your check on Friday, then the tithe is His. The only thing you can do with the tithe is either bring it to Him or steal it. That's all you can do with it. There's no other option to do with it. Well, you can keep it. That's stealing. You can either bring it to God. You can't even say, I'm going to give it to God. Don't give it to God. I didn't give God anything. It's His. I bring it to God or steal it. That's all I can do with that. And it has a determining factor in my whole life. My whole life. But it has no more of a determining factor than lying when God says don't lie. Mistreating people when God says don't mistreat people. And any other sin that you do that you take control over. Because if you sin, you did it under your control, not under God's control. God doesn't control you to sin. If God's controlling you, He'll jerk the reins back. He'll turn you away from sin. You can't say God allowed me into sin. If you went into sin, it was against God's will and it was in disobedience to Him. And you never went obediently into sin. Nobody did. You can't go obediently into sin. There's no obedient way to do sin. It's disobedience. And it causes you a lot of problems. And that's what He's saying here. He's saying, think about this now. He said, what should we say? Or what should we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Listen to this. He who spared not His own Son. Well, I just got to hold back a little bit. There's a couple of areas of my life that I have to control. I'm going to give God the rest of the control over everything else. But there's a couple of things I have to keep a hold of. Well, then you're still controlling your life. God's not. You haven't gave it over to Him. And that's where most Christians live their entire Christian existence. They live out their Christian life that way and wonder why in the world my life goes the way it goes when I'm kind of serving God. You can't kind of serve God. You either serve Him or don't. You either surrender to Him or not. You either let Him run it or you run it. I haven't arrived yet. Don't by any means, just because I tell you the story about the tithe, because now it's become very simple for me. It was very complicated for years when I had the cleaning service, and I had the contracting service, and I had the church, and all of that, and different things. Well, it was a little bit different. It's not like that now. It's cut and dried. Not in trouble to do it. So don't even think for a second. Me saying that is me saying, oh, I'll arrive and you haven't. There's still places in my life that God needs me to turn loose of. I'll admit that. I'm not proud of that, but I'll admit that. None of us have arrived yet. But I'm telling you, there are areas in my life that I have surrendered in my life, and it breaks my heart that I haven't surrendered more to Him. And to feel and to fulfill His will for my life and His perfect plan for my life, that'll have to happen. That'll have to happen. But my point is this. You cannot get angry with God. You can't get angry with God. God's never done anything or anybody wrong. God will exact judgment exactly right. Exactly right. And then when He exacts that judgment exactly right, then there is a consequence to disobedience. There's a consequence to sin. There's a consequence into doing it. I know the right way to do it, but I'm going to do it my way. There's a consequence to that. It costs you. You got to pay for that. And it's going to cost you, most times, way more than you're willing to pay for it. It costs you more than you're willing to pay. So what we have to stay aware of is there's a list always in our life that we should be dealing with. That we should be dealing with. There is no place that you're going to reach in your life and say, well, finally got on the mountaintop, living above sin now. Got no problems now. Ain't nothing going to happen to me now. I ain't got to deal with any trials, any burdens, any crisis, nothing. I made it. You're always going to have a list of things. And that's finding the perfect will of God right there. Is identifying the list and work on the list. Sincerely, honestly, endeavor to do those things that you know God has been convicting you about. So many people run up to me and say, Brother Jimmy, I'm doing this and this and this in my life and I'm trying to quit and I don't know how. It's a child of God, right? Yeah. Want to do what God wants you to do? Yeah. Tell God that every day and don't worry about it. Tell God about it every day. Admit it every day. Don't hide from it. Admit it every day. And God will deliver you. God will deliver you. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Regardless of what it is, God knows your heart. And God knows if you're in bondage to some sin that He's not pleased with. And you haven't won victory over that sin yet. Am I discounting the power of God to deliver you from sin? By no means. God can deliver you quicker than you can blink your eye. Quicker than you can blink your eye, God can deliver you from every sin you will ever commit. Bam! Just like that. Just like I dreamed the genie guy. Done deal. God can deliver you just that quick. It's not God you're waiting on. You're not waiting on God. God's waiting on you to get in that place. That place. There's a place that you have to get with God. There's a spirit that you have to get into. There is a persona of life, an aura that you have to build in order to serve God like He wants you to. And when you find things inside of that place, you're willing to cast them out. You're willing to point them out. God, there's sin inside my circle. God, there's sin inside my circle. I'm aware of it. I'm not hiding it. I'm confessing it. I am owning up to it, God. And I want deliverance from it today. Today. You say, well, I just put there, that's just shirking your responsibility. No, it's not. There's some things that the human being will never overcome by themselves within their own strength. Am I right? Are there things that a human being will never overcome without the power of God doing it? My answer, my own question, that is a definite truth. There is certain things about me that I could never get deliverance from. I could never get released from. I could never overcome within my own strength. Never. Even though it broke my heart to do them. Even though it made me ashamed in front of God. It made me ashamed in front of God. I didn't try to hide it. I wasn't unaware of it. I certainly wasn't not admitting it. I admit it. But those are the things that God, and that's kind of like where the disciples went to cast out the demons, and they couldn't do anything with him. And they said, Lord, you gave us power over demons. What happened? He won't come out. And he said, that only comes out in prayer and fasting. In other words, Jesus said, I'm going to have to do that for myself. Because I'm the only one who surrendered to the proper system of prayer and fasting. I'm the only one who can properly surrender to that system. And I am surrendered. Get out of here, devil. And he's gone. But there's certain things that even the disciples themselves, after they were given the power, he said, you got power to cast out demons. They said, hey, Lord, there's a demon over here. We can't do nothing with him. He won't go. We done told him he won't go. He said, I'll have to get that. So there's some things I can follow. Some things that you'll face in your life that God just has to deal with. And that is not an excuse for you to sin one time. It's not what it is. But it's a reality check on, the answer to this is turn more of me, more of him and less of me. More of him and less of me, and I can be delivered. When I get willing to do that, then deliverance will come. Let's pray. Father, as we close, we love you, God. We thank you, God, for loving us. We thank you for Calvary. And we thank you that you are a delivering God. And God, anytime you're ready, at any time, God, or we're ready, you're ready. So God, help us all to surrender to that. That the more that we surrender of our lives to you, the more power that you surrender to us. The ability, the strength to overcome the things, God, that has buffeted us, that has got us in bondage, God. Lord, you help us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.